Hey guys, DB Right here, and here with a new What If, one most of yous would not have seen due to me attempting it as a live stream first. It didn't work out, so I guess you could call this a fix-up. And here is What If the Misaka sisters could get stronger. Now, this is a certain scientific railgun What If. If you're not familiar with that anime or the other anime, A Certain Magical Index, two animes that tell two sides of basically the same story, I do highly recommend you check them both out. They're awesome shows. But this particular What If does not have anything to do with any of the plot and stories thus far. This is kind of my own little side story with just some thoughts I've had with certain characters who we see every now and then, but not all the time. And there's just so much potential to do more with these certain characters. And they are the clones of the third ranked level 5 Esper, basically the third strongest person in Academy City, Mikoto Misaka. They had a bunch of clones of her made to fight the strongest level 5 first ranked Esper Accelerator. Ultimately, the idea was to push him to level 6 once he beat 20,000 clones of the third rank level 5. Why 20,000? Why they were nowhere near as powerful as they wanted them to be. So they calculated it would take 20,000 of these clones dying in order to push Accelerator to a stable level 6. But thanks to Mikoto Misaka and Toma Kamijo, our protagonists from both Certain Scientific Railgun and Certain Magical Index, working together, they were able to defeat Accelerator and essentially shut down the entire experiment, therefore saving Mikoto Misaka's sisters, aka the clones. They call them sisters. And Misaka treats them like sisters, which is good for her. Very, very rare for someone like her, who's one of the most powerful people in the city. And so, we now do a bit of time skipping, let's say a few months, just before the events of the Daihase Festival. And Misaka 10032, one of the clones, she's pretty much the main clone we see throughout the entire show. She walks around, she's got a little cat that she's named Dog. Yeah, I know, a little kitten, little cat that she's named Dog. And, she's just sitting outside the institution that's looking after all the surviving clones at the moment. And she's really having a hard time thinking about what her purpose is now that Project Level 6 Shift, the experiment I was talking about where they were trying to push Accelerator to level 6, she doesn't know quite what to do with herself. Nor do the other clones. I mean, surely they can't stay in this institution forever. Sooner or later, they're going to have to find their own way. And Misaka 10032 specifically has been thinking a lot about that lately. Not sure what to do with herself. And, she decides to, wander off. And, it's past curfew, so she can no longer get back in the building. So she's left wandering around Academy City all night by herself, where she runs into this mysterious blonde student, An OC, by the way. That's original character. An original character, by the way. And much like Toma Kamijo, this boy is a level 0. So, he doesn't have very high prospects in terms of power or leveling up. Excuse me a second. Now, despite being a level 0, he does have his own little talents as well. One of them being art. And Misaka sees this boy looking in her direction, assuming that he's staring at her. "Can I help you?" Misaka asks with a curious face, wondering why he's staring at her. "What? No, I'm not staring at you. I'm just trying to get a good look at the building behind you." "Oh, and why would you be getting a good look at the building?" Misaka asks, again with a curious face. "Well, you see, I'm actually a web manga artist. And, well, I thought I'd get a little bit of practice with my backgrounds, and I've always liked that building, and I thought I'd give it a go sketching it." "Oh, you're an artist. Can Misaka take a look?" Misaka asks, with her face brighter with a smile. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the show, the Misaka clones talk and refer to themselves in a third person, which is why they always go "Misaka says" and describes their facial expressions when they talk to people. So Misaka 10032 pretty much snatches the sketchbook out of Jerome's hands. That's the name of the boy she just met, and she's flipping through them, looking at all the artists. All the other bits of artwork in there. Things he's worked on his manga, the characters he's designed, other bits of scenery he's drawn, and she compliments him on his art. He's quite talented, and she wonders if he's a good artist, if it's part of his Esper ability or something. And well, he answers her, "Well, truth is, I'm a level 0. I practically have no ability." Now, believe it or not, this actually manages to make the Misaka clone curious. When he decides he's finished drawing for the night and goes home, Misaka 10032 is actually following him. Now, because of the clone's underdevelopment, you can understand why they probably do not understand the concept of boundaries that well. But that's okay, and it's all for the purpose of this story. And Jerome realizes he's being followed all the way to his apartment, and he's a little bit freaked out by it. In fact, he's been a little freaked out by this girl since the moment he met her. You know, the way she talks, it ain't normal. It probably would freak out some people. At the very least, annoy them. He tries to get out of his head by watching TV and whatever, but he looks outside his apartment and sees her standing there looking up at the building, looking like she's all dumbfounded, not sure what she's doing. And, basically, he can't take it, and actually invites the Misaka clone in, and offers her some tea, and he decides to actually try and be nice to her, and try and start up a conversation, and starts asking questions about her, such as, why does she refer to herself in the third person? And, well, she answers, and this is where he finds out that she is a clone of the third rank level 5 Esper, Mikoto Misaka, and that the clones were used for inhumane experiment, and that she's part of a hive mind, and this is how the Misakas talk. They share the same experiences. Thanks to the Misaka network. Which, in order to explain that, would take way too much time for even a what if. To know what I'm on about, like I said, I recommend you watch the show. Bottom line is, Jerome is actually starting to bond with Misaka 10032. He can relate to being thought of as nothing but being disposable trash. Being a level 0 was not considered a good thing in Academy City. You had other you had other Espers who were at a higher level who wanted to pick on you and show their dominance because they had their abilities that they could show off and you didn't. And he could definitely relate to a degree, but certainly not to the point where Academy City would have a bunch of level 0s fight a bunch of level 3s and being killed off as part of some sick experiment. Although I suppose it could happen with some of the crazy experiments they try, but hasn't happened yet. And well, it became clear that this clone is definitely sentient. An experiment like Project Level 6 Shift was definitely a kind of project that should have been a big no-no and common sense to the higher-ups of Academy City. And yeah, it's essentially brought a whole new perspective for Jerome about this city. He also notices that Misaka 10032 is not exactly happy with her current level, being a level 2 Esper. The clones in Project Level Shift 6 were basically level 2s or level 3s. Misaka can't help but ask how Jerome deals with being picked on, being a level 0. He simply answers, well, I may not have any special powers, but I do have my own expertise. And basically he reveals that he's a martial arts expert. If he can't have an ability, his own manifested superpower to fight back, he can fight back another way. He learned how to defend himself, learned martial arts, learned how to fight in ways that these Espers never can. Yep. That's one thing about these Espers. None of them seem to be very good at hand-to-hand combat. They rely way too much on their power. And whenever something happens that takes away their power, they're not much good in physical fist fights. And well, Jerome has trained himself to exploit that weakness, as well as being able to avoid their abilities as well. So essentially, he's become stronger in his own right. And there, he suggests to Misaka 10032, as he says, why don't you become stronger? Gasp? Misaka responds with a curious look on her face, also shock. What I mean is, if you think about it, every Esper starts off at level 0, then they go through to level 1, level 2, level 3, all the way up to level 4 or even 5. Though only 7 people have achieved level 5, but it's still possible. So you are a clone of the third-ranked level 5 Esper in Academy City. That means as a clone, you have the same built-in potential to become stronger just like she did. She wasn't a level 5 at birth. She would have started from level 0, level 1, and worked hard and trained her way to level 5. I don't see any reason why you clones of Mikoto Misaka can't do the same thing. And there, an expression of hope begins to come across Misaka 10032, smiling. She's happy at the thought that she could improve herself. She could become stronger. After all, unlike big sister Mikoto Misaka, she's pretty good at hand-to-hand combat and all-around combat, having 10,000 fights with Accelerator. So she does know she does have the potential to get stronger. But now, Jerome has opened up the possibility that she could get stronger in all sorts of ways. Become smarter, go to the library, learn more, train up her mind, perhaps even join Jerome in martial arts lessons. Anything she can to get stronger, because all these things could help her. Esper abilities even level up. Perhaps she could then become level 3. Perhaps even level 4. Perhaps even bridging the power gap with the original. And just like that, Misaka 10032 has her purpose. She would train herself up and reach a higher level. And because she has a shared hive mind with the other clones will be able to learn to do it too. And they could get that kind of power up, going up to level 3 or level 4. They'll be able to protect themselves from now on. As well as protect and defend the city. And just like that, the clones have their purpose. And it's all thanks to this Jerome, this perfect stranger that Misaka 10032 just happened to run into. And so, well, with that, and after a cup of tea, Jerome decides he's going to bed for the night, and does say that she can crash there. It's way past curfew. She's not going to get back in the institution, and even if she actually went to Toki Dai Middle School, like the uniform she wears suggests, yeah, she wouldn't be able to go there either. So, like a gentleman, Jerome takes the couch, and the clone gets the nice comforting bed. And this is where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So, what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this part? I know this is a whole new story. It's just, I think it's a shame that they haven't done more with Misaka's clones. You know, that's a story right there in its own right. And that's what these what ifs are for, to explore these possibilities. So again, leave a comment, please like and subscribe, and share the video. Watch the video longer and help me get my watch time up, because it's pathetic. Jokes, it's not that bad. But yes. And I'll see you guys again next time.